Welcome to the world of wonderful stories, the place where stories transform life. And by the end of this video, you will begin to master the art of freeing your mind. But before we journey together, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next life-changing tale. Let me tell you about Adrian, a soldier who had walked through the fire of 3 wars. To the world, he was a survivor, a hero. But inside, in the quiet corners of his soul, he was already gone. Every night was a battlefield. The ghosts of his past screamed in his head the innocent children he couldn't save, the comrades who took their last breath in his arms, the faces of those whose lives were ended by his hands. He tried everything to silence the torment. Alcohol, medication, even prayer, but nothing worked. The voices only grew louder. One moonless night, sitting alone in his dark room, he held a cold, heavy gun in his hand. He was ready to end it all, to finally silence the noise forever. "If I cannot kill these voices," he whispered to the shadows, "I must kill myself." But just as his finger tightened on the trigger, a memory echoed through the chaos, the voice of his old commander. "The battlefield never leaves you, Adrian," he had said, "but you can choose what you carry." Those words were a tiny flicker of light in an endless tunnel of darkness. The next day, a broken and desperate man, Adrian found himself at a monastery nestled high in the mountains. He met a monk whose eyes held a deep, unshakable peace, with nothing left to lose. Adrian poured out every nightmare, every ounce of guilt, every drop of pain that had poisoned his spirit. He expected judgment, perhaps pity. Instead, the monk listened with a profound stillness. When Adrian's voice finally fell silent, the monk simply said, "You are not haunted by ghosts. You are haunted by your refusal to empty yourself." He then handed Adrian a heavy sack filled with rough, jagged stones. "Carry this up the steep hill every morning," the monk instructed. The first few days were agonizing. Adrian's back screamed in protest, his muscles burned, and he cursed the monk, the stones, and his own broken life. The weight felt unbearable, just like the grief he carried in his heart. But he kept climbing day after day. What he didn't realize at first was that with each grueling ascent, the wise old monk would silently walk behind him and remove one stone from the heavy sack. One morning, as the sun kissed the mountain peak, Adrian reached the top and let the sack fall. He was stunned. It was empty. He turned to find the monk standing there, a gentle smile on his face. "This sack is your mind," the monk explained softly. "You keep filling it with grief, guilt, and death. It is not the carrying that breaks you, but the refusal to let go. When you learn to empty yourself, you will finally be free." In that moment, something inside Adrian shattered. He wept, not tears of sorrow, but tears of release. For the first time in years, he felt light. The past hadn't vanished, but he was no longer its prisoner. He was no longer carrying it. Years later, Adrian became a counselor, dedicating his life to helping other broken soldiers find their way back from the darkness. His message was forged in his own suffering, and it was powerfully simple: empty your mind, or it will bury you alive. What did Adrian's journey teach you about the burdens you carry? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story matters, and if this tale moved you, please subscribe to the world of wonderful stories for more content that inspires and transforms. Thank you for watching.